Hey, Alan here for Old English Outfitters. You know, if you followed the gun market or gun marketing in general, you probably know about Sig's P365 9mm pistol. Very small gun, very reliable, very cool little pistol, very full-featured. Well, that gun's been around for a little bit, and some time ago, Sig Sauer announced that they might be considering making that platform in .380 ACP. Well, they've done it. And here we have one, Sig P365 in caliber .380 ACP. It is exactly the same footprint as the 9mm gun. Exactly the same setup, 2 10-round mags. Magazines are the same size. How do they accomplish that? Well, they've done what a lot of manufacturers have done. It's a very simple fix, and it works. You put a little spacer in the back part of the magazine, which moves the follower forward just a little bit. You shorten it just a hair, move it forward. The shorter .380 ACP works just fine out of that type of magazine. So, P365 380, 2 10-round mags, just like the standard guns. One with the little extended piece on the bottom, one flat. Why is this significant? What's the big deal here? Well, most .380 caliber pistols are either really, really small. Think Ruger LCPs, Smith & Wesson bodyguards, really small, pocket guns. Limited capacity, usually 6-7 rounds with an extended magazine, something like that. Or they're bigger guns, like Smith & Wesson's 380 EZ. 8-round capacity there, but in a much larger pistol. Now, Ruger kind of broke that mold when they came out with their LCP Max, which was a 10-round 380 that's actually a little smaller than this. But this gun fits a very interesting niche. If you like .380 ACP, or if you need something that cycles just a little easier because .380 is not as powerful, you don't need as strong springs in it, this might be worth a look for you. And you've got good capacity here, right? It's a very shootable pistol. We shot it, had no trouble with it at all. Very shootable little gun. The 10-round capacity, of course, this brings you up to 11 if you load fully, makes this pretty good. I would expect probably we'll see some other capacity magazines coming out for this too, so you're getting a lot of firepower out of a pretty small package. This gun's pretty full-featured, actually a little more full-featured than the original P365 was, because the original 365 in this size right here, in 9mm, was not optics ready. This is. We got a removable optics panel on top of the slide. Night sights, like the original 365, but different. They're not the X-ray night sights, so we don't have that green fiber optic piece on the front. We've got the standard profile Sig night sights, like we've come to be familiar with on 320s and 220, 226 series guns, things like that. They're that profile. They're a little lower profile because of the gun, but it's that type of sight, so it's not the X-ray sights. The optics ready is different than the original 365 in the X or the XL configurations, which were optics ready. But on those guns, when you put an optic on it, you lose the entire rear sight. All that comes off, and then the optic replaces it. Here, this is designed so that when you take the panel off to mount a red dot, the existing rear sight still stays in place. That's pretty low profile. I can't fathom this being a co-witness situation because these things are going to set pretty low. I don't think you're going to be able to see through an existing red dot unless it's something new that we haven't seen that's really, really thin. But it still makes it kind of nice that you can change that and not lose your rear sight. It's a 365. Takes down the same way, same type of trigger. It is a little bit easier to cycle because 380 ACP, being not as powerful as full 9mm, doesn't need a heavy recoil spring, even in something this size. So it's pretty easy to operate. So if you're in the market for 380, maybe recoil of the 9's a little more than you'd want, and this is pretty mild. Maybe recoil of 9's more than you want. You need a little something that's a little easier to cycle, but you'd like to have capacity, you'd like to have good features on it. Here you go. The Sig P365 in .380 ACP. Pretty neat little gun. Again, we shot it, really soft shooting, typical 365 trigger, no problems at all. The other features of the 365, by the way, like the reversible magazine release, are still here on this one too. So, you get a lot of gun here. Check with us for price and availability. This is pretty new at the time that we are talking about this. So it might take a little while for us to see these things in numbers. So check with us if you have some interest, and we'll see if we can help you out. Okay? All right. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Alan for Old English Outfitters.